We're turning this car into 2 swords. And in just 1 week, each team will take their weapons to a car show to get judged by the car community's most brutal fans.
Let's get started.
I think our technique is gonna be casting a giant, awesome looking sword out of some piece of metal. We just melt down the piece of metal, pour it into a mold, and that's our sword.
I feel like we're gonna need some pretty heavy duty metal. Engine may be the move for
this. This engine looks good, but it's not on our side. I have a great idea. We're gonna use that for our Suba, and it's gonna look awesome.
Falcon, have you ever made a sword?
I worked at finance.
At finance? That means you're good algorithmically. So how algorithmically we gonna turn this into a sword?
See, the other team, they don't know how to calculate how to make a sword, but I do. I would just take this side of the car and make a sword.
Basically, exactly what he just said is maybe we're gonna take these lug nuts, extract them from the car, shove them down this exhaust pipe, put in some shred metal, maybe some screws and some wires, heat it up real hot, smash it down into the shape of a sword.
That's exactly what I was saying.
We gotta impress the car because this thing's gotta have taillights, headlights, and blinker fluid.
I just got a great idea that Kelly didn't give me. Use the brake lights for the handle.
Where'd you get that idea?
Wikipedia.
Delete the footage! Delete tape line! It's inaccurate!
Editor, play back the footage. They're claiming to use math and science, and they're just using violence. But the brake lights are not the only strategy we have for the handle, because you'll look inside of the driver's seat. We have an entire steering wheel. Our sword could honk. We decided to cast our sword, which means we need a mold. So I need to fill this box with powder, but before that, I need to build a wood-shaped stamp for our sword. And for that, I need this piece of wood. What shape should our sword be?
Honda is a Japanese company, so I think if we're gonna do them justice, kind of need to be on the katana theme of things.
And the Honda Katana flows off the top.
Ooh, that's pretty sick. I kind of like that a lot. It's like katana-ish.
I mean, it is pretty cool. I wonder if we could do something creative with like the holes. What if we make them spark? Yeah, I might do this. We've decided on our shape. Now I just have to trace it onto this wood and make it a little longer. I have a question for you guys. Whenever you're turning your friend's car into a sword, so you don't get judged at a car show, which I know is a relatable experience, what's your go-to music playlist? Comment below. Mine is Japanese Disney music. Holy moly. Let's go, Moana. That looks good. Let's do the other ones. Oh yeah, okay, that looks awesome. Yeah, I might just go with that. Let's see what Dalton thinks.
One is done. Now, I'm gonna try and get the rear one over here.
This is how much sword we're gonna make. First of all, what do you think?
I think it's sick.
It does look awesome.
I don't think that's gonna be enough.
Not quite.
Look at these hands. Those are diesel mechanic hands.
Let me remove glove number 1, glove number 2.
Look at that.
I'm using math and finance and design to build a perfect sword cutout.
I'm using brute force over here.
And that is the combo that's gonna destroy the foolish red team.
The car will want to roll away. If I put this tire back on, there is now no brake on the front. I'm gonna just set her down on the rotor.
We're in a rhythm now. I got it. Red team doesn't stand a chance.
There's a bunny. Hello, friend. I would not go under that car if I were you. It is very sketchy.
The sword stamp is complete and it's looking awesome. Next step, fill this mold with powder and smash that sword in. Throw those pieces of metal in a bucket, heat the bucket up to 3,000 degrees, and pour the molten metal into the mold and whiz. So that did not work very good. Well, let's try again, I guess. This stuff smells exactly like Dalton's apartment. I don't know if it's the baby powder or what. The goal is to pull this out and have the mold. I'd say you could pour metal in that. The holes pre-made would have been fun and cool, but we don't need them. We're getting this done, baby.
Step 1, jack up the car more than it's already jacked up.
What? Oh no!
Yeah! Whoa, what was that?
I got it.
Lightweight, baby!
I got it.
He's bulked up!
Look at all of these nuts.
That is a sword right there is what that is.
Can I forge weld a zinc-coated steel?
Forge welding zinc-coated steel is not advisable. When heated, due to the enough to make the final joint weaker.
Those are the only side effects.
No, that's easy.
Okay.
We'll just work around it.
Easy problem.
Excellente.
I'm glad we took the lug nuts off and then looked up if we can use lug nuts. Big brain. Plan A with the lug nuts is a complete failure because these are poison. So plan B, we're gonna cut a piece of metal off the car, grind it down on both sides, then cut it into little sour strips. We're gonna have all these little zip ties of metal. Shove all those little metal zip ties in this pipe, fill in any air pockets with powdered metal. We're gonna go extract the exhaust pipe. Extracting this exhaust pipe is definitely gonna be the scariest part.
I would just like to say, for the record, my job application, all I did was say that I like making funny videos. Now he's got me operating a furnace and building a sword with 0 prior experience.
Okay, so I don't really know what I'm doing, to be completely honest. First time making a sword, and I'm just kind of guessing. And Tyler is a good guy, but not much of a help. And that's why I want to shout out BetterHelp. They sponsored this video, and much like making a sword, sometimes you just don't know what to do. Whether it's life, relationships, money. It can all be a little stressful, and just like the sword, you figure out life as you go. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is online therapy whenever you need it. There's no driving across town, no waiting in waiting rooms or weird, awkward situations. It's just licensed therapists from your phone, whether you're on the couch or next to a forge, trying to figure out how to make a sword. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire, meet with some therapists, find one that works for you, and if not, you can switch pretty easy. You can message them anytime, and it's therapy on your terms. So whether you're stuck, feeling overwhelmed, trying to make a sword for the first time, unlike Tyler, BetterHelp will be there. Because life doesn't come with instructions or a Tyler, but it does come with therapy, which can help, so check out BetterHelp.
So thanks again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. Make sure to click the link in our bio to get 10% off. That's code betterhelp.com/minikatana. Now I gotta figure out how the heck to make this sword.
You ready to put some metal in there?
Oh yeah, here she goes. Well, that's hot.
Now we let it melt until we put
add those
pieces.
later.
I think they're scared of us.
I'm scared of that, honestly.
You know, if there are any like sealed compartments in there, they're gonna explode.
You mean like this?
That looks pretty sealed.
We'll drop it in and run.
I like that idea, honestly.
That pipe right there, we want that. We have to get under there, cut it out.
We're first gonna try the jigsaw. I don't think jigsaw is gonna work. We got an angle grinder. How do people steal catalytic converters, dude? How do they steal these, dude? We got a metal blade for our sawzall. Oh, they're in the game. I just stole this metal pipe and left all those precious metals. We got our exhaust pipe off the car. We're gonna heat this bad boy up real hot right here. See if we can straighten it out. That thing's red hot. Let's see what we can do. Oh, it's working.
All right, Dalton, this is called flux.
What does it do?
It's magic, and I need you to throw a bunch of it in there.
Okay.
You need more flex than that.
That should work. Maybe add some more, actually.
Designed to flip burgers. Here it is, mixing molten lava.
That's hot.
Well, now we have a car and a bug making our sword.
A bug went in there?
Did you not see that? It landed on the edge and fell in.
Get a bucket! Fill that with water!
Where do we get water?
I'm flattening down this section of exhaust pipe so that I can cut it into these circles, and these will be the lids to seal our hood, metal strips, and 1084 steel powder inside this exhaust pipe.
These pieces are a little too big, so I'm gonna chop them up. We got the Disney music bumping, and it's time to grind. Let's just see what's inside. Not liquid. So if we max it, it might still work.
In the forge. Let's see if we can get this stuff hot.
That thing sounds like a straight up jet engine. My accomplice, Dalton, is gonna add some more metal pieces and flux to hopefully make it melt.
So scary. So it's been 15 minutes and we're hoping the metal has melted. If not, then I don't know what we're supposed to do. It's melted, not fully liquid. So we're gonna give it 10 more minutes.
So once it is melted, do you remember what to do?
No, not at all. I assume I'm just gonna reach in with my bare hands, grab the bucket, and pour it into the mold.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the last high five you will ever get. Kelly reminded me that Dalton is gonna need a leg shield. Whenever you pour metal into a mold like this one, it all kind of explodes and catches on fire and molten metal goes beep, 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 beep. We're gonna make sure his legs are protected.
Who gave these kids an Amazon credit card, dude? Out there with fire in a chamber, melting down cast iron. I'm in here eating chips.
Please be melted. That's liquid, baby. Yup, you got that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh no, we got a brick attached to it. Hopefully it still works. Yeah? Yeah, just go, 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 go. Fill it up.
What in the world? Keep going.
Come on, get to the tip. What is happening?
You got rocket engine.
Why is it shooting flames?
I've never seen that before.
Well, we're about to have a really whack looking sword.
I'd say that's a pretty successful pour.
Well, it didn't exactly fill the mold really at all, but I think we can make it work. We'll shave it down, make it look nice and pretty.
All right, I have a master plan that's gonna make our sword way cooler than Dalton and Tyler's plan. And it involves me stealing something from their side of the car. I have to extract the piece that I want, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm just gonna start tugging on stuff. This is what I wanted, and I got it. The hazard button would be pretty sick. Put that on the bottom. Oh my gosh, it just
Comes right off. This car's held together with hopes and dreams, dude.
Emergency button
Acquired. Now that I've stolen all the valuables from not my side of the car, it's time to build awesome sword. All right, the goal is to find an awesome piece from these parts to use as our guard. I think I've got a pretty incredible idea. Oh my gosh, that as a Suba, filthy. Gotta figure out how to extract this first. Is that what makes the blinker? It goes, look at that. You attach a sword to this thing, you're a winner by default.
Let's check out our sword.
Ain't bad. Look, we got a whole second sword here that was intentionally poured on the side of the mold. That is a high quality sword if I've ever seen one.
Whoa! What happened here? What's the mold?
Like a bubbly bulge there. But overall, perfect. We'll hammer it out.
All right, so the first thing I think we're gonna have to do is fix this weird bulge. That little hole crater has to be, boop, flat. Forge time! Let's make that thing straight.
We're gonna heat this bad boy back up so that we can hammer it down.
Yep. That might make progress, actually. Oh, yeah.
My boy's bending the heck out of that thing!
He's laughing because he's scared that we're still gonna win. Yeah, what should we do about that?
Can we weld it?
I also wonder if we could just make it smaller. This looks cool and blade-like. I'm thinking that is the new front of the blade, and that little stubby bit can be the handle.
I think it's better than trying to re-smelt or weld.
No more forging, just cutting.
That is exactly what the internet says will happen if you try to make a sword out of a cast iron.
I don't need Google to tell me that you're not supposed to forge cast iron.
Here we have it, the lid, Patrick. Those are some big old gaps. I don't know if I can weld that, brother. We figured that the equivalent to this is just some $200 TMU glasses and sunglasses on top of them. Rate my sunglasses.
All right, make sure you guys close your eyes while I weld, or else you might go blind. These welds are incredibly bad, and I don't think John Cena would approve. This metal is incredibly thin, and I think I got it done, so hopefully this works. Put a piece of rebarb on there and be done. Wow, beautiful weld. It couldn't be any more perfect.
These are gonna be a handle. In order to build the handle, I need parts out of this brake light. So I'm gonna try to pull it out without using violence this time. We're gonna use violence. My plan is to use this section of reflector and maybe some other cool parts to build the core of the handle so it looks awesome and maybe even lights up like this. I'm gonna keep unscrewing stuff. All right. I got all the screws out and nothing's coming apart yet. I'm gonna see what I can do about that. Oh, it's just that easy. Ho-ho! That is gonna be the coolest handle anyone's ever seen. I'm going to very carefully cut this up. Handle.
Right now I'm grinding the sword trying to get it flat and sharp because Tyler told me to.
That's looking pretty good. You know, that actually looks like a sword now.
I'm glad you like it because I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty sweet. Keep going.
She's not done?
Actually, yeah.
What else do I do?
Keep sharpening it so instead of it being like this, like that.
Falcon and I haven't even thought about what the shape of our sword should be.
Probably something sharp.
Should we make like long sword vibes? So what if we do a sword like that, but maybe slightly wider? I bet we could do something like that.
We could easily do something like that.
Should we do something super cool and complex?
I don't know,
like
that'd be cool.
That would
I don't
be
know
cool.
how hard that's gonna be.
I would like it if it's longer. What if we took something like this, but we made it long? So we're thinking shape something like this with all of our little accent pieces. Filthy, dude. Dalton, do you want to see how incredible our Suba is gonna be? Oh, I mean, filthy, dude. Wait. Nothing. No. He didn't even say anything about it because there's nothing to say about it.
So we've got the two pieces of the handle here. I should be able to put either piece on the side and glue it together. And then we will fill that middle part with the seatbelt. This is all hypothetical and I have no idea if this is actually gonna work, but step one is trying. We'll let that dry. It's been 5 minutes, seemed to work pretty decently. Now for the other side. That is looking like a solid handle right there, except got way too much gap in here. So we're gonna take this putty here, in which we're gonna fill in all these cracks, in which we will shove it in there. Now she's all filled in. We're gonna add some extra glue and putty just to even all this out here.
We just started the car up because we need to move it. Listen to what this thing sounds like now.
So no brakes at all, nothing.
What is that sound? It's the bumper.
I got it.
Oh! Think it got gas in it? Or do we need an oil change?
She's looking good. Runs good.
Sounds good.
This is the current status of our sword made out of a car. Now the next steps involve this 3,000 degree forge and the 40,000 pound hydraulic press.
Towards the house, keep going. Towards the house, baby steps.
Oh, now it's time to crank on the forge. It's looking nice and cozy in there, so we're gonna go ahead and put our exhaust pipe hood in there. That tit is looking nice and hot, so we're gonna go ahead and attempt to forge weld it. See what happens. I start at the tip and then I work my way down, and then we're gonna do it one more time, and that is questionably okay enough for a forge weld. I'm on my second round of going down the tip. Going down. I'm about in the middle. Yeah. So I'll do the middle. Falcon's first time forging. Oh yeah. I keep on letting go. I know. Ah! I grabbed like a little closer to the crowbar.
Day 2 of forging our sword out of an exhaust pipe and a hood. So today's goal is to double this thing's length.
This is what the sword looks like right now. We've got the handle, the blade is looking not too shabby, but we still need the tsuba. And for that, I'm gonna see what Tyler's thinking. We have progressed, but we are still missing something very important. Can you tell me what it is?
I mean, that looks pretty sick. There's only one thing preventing this sword from being perfect, and that is a tsuba. And we were gonna turn the Honda logo into a tsuba.
We probably should have done that before we put the handle on, but we'll figure it out.
It's okay, because I can pull that logo off for us.
Now that our hood metal is forge welded, hopefully, we're gonna cut along each corner and see if we can peel back that exhaust pipe. We don't want that type of metal. This is looking like good news, because that looks like one solid hunk of metal.
See how that's not even attached there at the bottom? We gotta rip that off. All right, we peeled back our exhaust pipe, and there are cracks everywhere. That is not good. Even more cracks. Oh. That crack goes all the way through. That's busted, dude. Why, brother?
We have decided we're gonna start over.
ChatGPT-san told me to heat it up and use fishing wire.
Compromise! Compromise!
The one thing I don't want to do is melt the logo and like deform it, because that would be a bummer. If this works, I'm gonna be so surprised. Wait, that's working. Whoa, that was way too easy. Approximately 8.5 seconds later, I have acquired a Honda logo. It might be hot.
Yeah, a little hot, owie.
And now all we have to do is attach it to the sword.
We're gonna have to cut it in half very precisely without breaking it.
Leave it to me, my boy.
This time, instead of an exhaust pipe, we're gonna use a fence post hammer, like we did with our paperclip sword. We're gonna go do all of this again, but inside it. And if this doesn't work, we have a plan C, but it's not as cool.
Kelly is working on cutting hammer and thing too for us to forge the next piece. Meanwhile, I'm gonna cut more noodles put into that tube. So let's get to it.
I'm gonna cut these bars off, cut along here. That's gonna be our can. Here we have our new can that we're gonna slam fill with our hood strips.
So we just filled up the chamber again, and now we're going to use the steel powder to fill it up even more.
Seal it off, try everything all over again.
If we wrap this, cut a little slit right here.
Scissors acquired.
It can go up just a little bit more. It's gonna be looking real nice.
JB Weld.
Time to give this bad boy a super quick slice. That is precisely 2 halves of a logo. I present to you 2 halves of a Honda logo.
That's beautiful. Get those, boom. Would it be cool if we had like the hybrid or CRZ logo and printed on the blade somehow?
It absolutely would. That gives me another job.
Round 2 of our sword made out of a car hood.
So while Kelly is going to finish up forging, or at least get far down the process into it, I'm going to start working on gathering the materials. So for the handle, we are going to rip up this rubber that seals the door. Hopefully I can use some of this as much as we can. This is actually a lot more than I thought. We won't say anything, but we're gonna steal some from Dalton and Tyler's side. Here is all the car door rubber. Kelly's gonna be so happy. Now that we have our material, I'm going to cut down a long straight line down the rubber so we have a nice smooth grip for the handle. Now that we have our material cut out, this is going to be smooth rubber wrapping. But first I have to cut out the passenger seat material. That way we can have a middle section and something to make it thicker underneath the rubber wrapping.
Round 2, we're gonna cut this thing open and see what's inside, because if our forge weld didn't work, then there's no point in moving on. We'd just be wasting time. Cut it open and see what we got. That is solid steel, and if you look close enough right now, you can see the Damascus, and it looks so cool. That looks like a winning sword to me.
That logo is gonna be mine. There's the heat. Now we pop it off. I've never flossed in my life. Is this what that did? Oh, flossing's hard. I'm gonna try the forge spatula. There we go. That's really hot. I'm gonna put it away. That's hot too.
It's also hot. Ow. Golly, every time. That is gonna look sweet on this blade.
That actually looks really cool.
Probably we put the Suba on first. Every time, why do I keep touching it? So how do you reckon we take these 2 pieces of Japanese plastic and get them to fuse into a Suba?
I booked a research trip so we can figure out how to properly build swords.
It's in the land of Honda, where it was invented in Japan.
Wait, so where are you going?
So I'm going to Japan.
You're just leaving? I mean, we have the car show here in a couple days.
I'm gonna go do important research on how to attach a Honda Suba to a katana, and you can keep polishing the blade.
As long as you're back in time, I guess.
Leave it to me.
We're procrastinating because we don't want to turn the forge back on. But the sooner we do it, the sooner we get done. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the outer shell off of this bad boy so that we can extract all that good stuff inside. That's a sword right there. Full tang, big bore, 84 carbon steel with some hood in it. Ding ding pow pow. Shing 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 pow pow. Hit it. Boom boom. Hit it, boom, 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 pow. Falcon just extracted this incredible piece of the seat. That's gonna be our handle. You can't even see it. Woo! The camera can't even handle how good it looks. I done just cleanly got that off. All right, this right here is pure hood car metal, and it is going in the forge. We're gonna stretch this thing out into the shape of a sword, and it's gonna be incredible.
Okay, so Tyler's been gone now on research and development for a while, and he's not answering my phone calls. So I'm just gonna move forward with the sword because we've got a car show coming up. Now, when we casted this sword, see there are holes all in it here, and they're ugly. My plan is to make them look prettier, and we have this piece of metal that broke off, so I'm gonna attempt to drill through it and see if it breaks. And if it doesn't, then we're gonna do it on our sword and hope that it doesn't shatter. That ain't too bad. Now I'm gonna do it on our sword and really, really hope that nothing goes direly wrong. Now those ugly holes are now pretty holes. Tyler, please respond to me. I'm just messing with it at this point. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if this is good or bad. Please respond to me.
This next step of the process might be my favorite part of the sword. We are cutting out all the lights and indicators from the dash. We got our first piece cut out. I have to figure out a way how to cut out all of this and get it nice and perfect. All in one piece. That right there is your finished product. But we're also going to use these lights, and it should just pop right off. Crispy edge. Now this is gonna be the hard part. I have to cut in between each one of those symbols without messing up. I only get one shot at this.
So I'm gonna start polishing it. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Here I go. If I mess up the sword, it's your fault. And if it looks great, it's because I'm a mad genius and I just figured out how to make it work. I've sanded this down from 80 grit all the way to 3,000. And she is looking shiny. But there's one last step and we have to polish it. And then we'll be ready to put on the final touches and it'll be done. So thank you for your help, Tyler. Wherever you are. I'm pretty proud of myself. I can see my reflection in that boy. That is beautiful.
So we have a big problem right now. There are a ton of cracks in our billet again. Why is this happening? I don't know. But Falcon did 5 minutes of research and he seems to maybe be bringing it back.
My calculations don't lie.
For the next 8 to 10 hours, he's gonna forge this thing out and see what happens.
I ain't going to sleep. No time for food. Oh, just forging.
While he's working on that, I'm gonna be working on plan D.
She's all shined up. Now we're gonna throw on that Suba, put on the logo. Should be done.
So, quick recap here. Our plan A was lug nut sword. It was toxic and deadly because of zinc, so we moved on to plan B, which was shoving the hood inside the exhaust pipe, and it also cracked apart and failed. So, Falcon is currently working on plan C, where we're doing plan B again, this time inside a thicker steel tube than the exhaust pipe, which seems to be kind of working. But just in case it fails, I am gonna work on plan D, where I make a sword out of the inner metal bumper of the car. And all I have to do is rip it off and cut out the shape of a sword. Let's begin. We got a bumper off right here. Bumper in the grip. Chop it up, chop it up. Oh yeah, boy! We have a huge decision that we're gonna have to make very soon. Basically, the sword is turning out to be pretty dang short, so there's not much more that we can stretch it out. So we can either have a short, tiny sword, or we can combine this with plan D. So our original idea for combining plan C and plan D, forge our sword down to like, you know, maybe about this thickness. Pretend this is our sword. Then we were gonna cut it in half long way. Chances of us doing that smoothly and pretty are pretty dang small. And then we're left with two swords. We would slap those two halves onto our bigger bumper sword. Let's pretend this is our bigger bumper sword, AKA plan D. And the sides are plan C. We slap plan C onto plan D, and we have a Damascus bigger sword. That was probably the most confusing thing that happened.
It is now time to glue the Honda Suba. Get her glued, baby. Ooh-wee. Look at that.
All right, we've created this contraption, kind of squish our sword into this mold.
That's gonna be cool if it works out.
All right, I just sketched up a bunch of shapes for our sword, and they all look so cool. We're stuck between two options, and it is such a hard decision. Right now it's between this one, which looks more like a war weapon destroying machine, and this one, which looks like a clean tool that you use out in the woods or something.
Suba is on. There is one final step before the sword is finished and we're ready to take it to the car show, and that is branding it as the Honda CRZ. Gonna let that dry, and then we've got ourselves a Cartana, or a Carchetti, I guess.
We're going with option 2, and it's gonna be absolutely incredible. Let's draw it out. That is the outline for our sword. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this bad boy out. Choppy, choppy time. The sword has been extracted. Ooh, it got a shine to it already. I'm just gonna clean up the edges here real quick and cut out this hook that's kind of like a seatbelt cutter. And after cleaning it up a little bit, we have our plan D bumper sword. So today's mission, we're gonna forge the bevel into this bad boy, and then we're gonna stamp it onto our bumper sword, trace it, cut out the trace, and then weld this onto the spine. That all might sound confusing, so you'll just have to wait and see the final result. That's it right there. You wanna go ahead and turn off the forge for me?
Yeah.
We're done. 18 days to go from that to that. We got one half ground down, now we're gonna do the other side. If I look extremely close, I can see our hood Damascus, and it looks so good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna combine both of these swords together. All right, we just traced the sword onto our bigger sword, cut it out. Very precise. After we cut our bumper sword out, we were putting them together, and we got an idea. What if we don't put them together? We leave a gap. Like that. Imagine that, but on our car sword. We got our cutouts etched out. Now we're about to weld it all together. Look at this bad boy, it is looking crispy. So what I'm doing it right now is polishing it down to a mirror finish. We're starting with 80 grit sandpaper, and we're gonna work ourselves all the way up to 10,000 grit. So stay tuned to see what this thing is gonna look like when we assemble the handle and complete this sword. We've been grinding this thing since 9 a.m. It's currently 3 o'clock, but there's one last step, polishing it on this little rotary polisher with some polishing compound. Now before we get started on our handle, we have to acid etch our sword. And it's going right into this chamber. Final look at our sword before it goes into this acid. Hopefully it doesn't ruin it. All right, now we're gonna take this entire chamber outside so we can take our sword out. I think we've decided that we're gonna completely polish it down. After an entire day of polishing, this thing has been acid etched. And now I'm gonna give it a final sharpen and finally start on the handle. I've taped off the Damascus blade, and now we're gonna paint the bumper edge black.
It is officially finished. The Carchetti is done, and it looks pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, a little scared. Their sword looks awesome, but for the first time, this isn't bad. It is a little odd that the sharp side is this instead of this, but
Hopefully no one at the car show will notice. Speaking of, I've got to go get dressed because I've got a competition to win.
We are finally about to start working on the handle. Now there is a ton of pieces for this thing that we have created, so it is gonna take a while, but when we're done, it's gonna be incredible. First up is this little guy right here. Next up is this thing. I think on a katana, this is called a fuchi. Next up is this incredible speedometer. We forged this little metal collar from the exhaust pipe so that our button could still function. We're cleaning up the gaps with this fabric that we found on the door panel, and we're gonna tidy up this seam with another rubber seal gasket, and that is looking good. This handle wrap is from the seat of the car, and the checkered pattern is perfect for our sword because it's almost like a checkered racing flag. Getting bit over here, look at the pressure. Goodness. Got the seat fabric on. I'm gonna wrap the end cap, the front cap, and we're gonna put the engine lights down the spine instead, just because they fit better there.
Success.
Dang, boy.
Brother! This is the last piece of our sword.
What do you think? Right in the middle of the blade?
Right in the middle of the circle.
Right in the middle of the circle?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we just finished our sword and it looks absolutely incredible. We got the speedometer Suba, we got the hood Damascus, we got the bumper blade, we got the seat handle, and the door seal gasket rubber, and best of all, the functioning butt. But none of this matters if the car community doesn't like it. So we're gonna head on over to the car meet right now and see who made the best Cartana. We just arrived at the car meet and there are way more people than we expected, and it is about to be incredible because I am going to win.
You lack my negotiating skills, I think. Plan is we're gonna take these cars in this basket. They will place the car they like next to the sword that they like, and then I win. That's basically it. It's very simple to understand. I took the brake rotors, smelted them down, casted it into this blade, took the Honda logo to make the Suba of the blade, and then these are the brake lights that have been wrapped in a seatbelt. Very sturdy, good for slicing.
Sword making was to make it all from a car.
Correct.
They said they had the powder to make the Damascus. Like, what car's made out of Damascus?
Oh, you're a man of integrity.
Do you have a vote if it's a pity vote?
That counts. That counts.
I would have voted for this one if it was a CRV.
Oh. We did the Damascus route, or at least one of our blades is. That is straight from the hood of the car, and then we decided that the Suba might make it look a little bit too thin, so we took the bumper of the car and extended the blade a little bit wider.
I'd say it's more of a, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
I'm doing his vote too.
Good car. Thank you very much, sir.
There's clearly a winner here. Hey, you want to be friends with me? I'll be friends with you.
So one of these looks more like a sword than the other one.
So I did that intentionally. This was an art style I went for.
Is it? It's branded.
My man.
The brand name.
My
You
man.
have to pay for the brand.
Y'all are
I like sharp sword. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go over here. Only because I can reach from a distance with that.
Thank
I
you.
also like a weapon when you gotta get close.
I know. Listen, you don't want an argument at home tonight.
I gotta give it to.
Thank you, sir. That's a vote of confidence right there. Absolute best car ever. It's the worst car ever.
I do like the, I don't know what you call it, but in the middle when you see the...
It is a Damascus style blade, so that's pieces of the hood, and the black blade is the bumper. Awesome, great choice. We went through 200 cars.
Dude, I have no clue who's gonna win.
I know their sword is honestly, objectively a little bit better, but I've got that cell, that Riz, and I can't believe I'm making it this far. It's like neck and neck. I didn't think I would actually hold up this. I have no idea who's gonna win. I may walk home with the win.
All right, it's time to wrap things up. We're gonna count all of these votes and see who has won, and it's gonna be us, obviously. But we just gotta count and find out and make sure.
Behind this whiteboard is the final score.
Let's find out who won. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa, 49!
Well, you're gonna have to subscribe. I'm beating them in the next one.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, you might also like this one. If you like both of them, you're gonna subscribe.